Good evening, everyone. I'd like to call tonight's meeting to order. Marie-Therese Little, are you ready to take your oath of office?
I am. I, Marie-Therese Little, do solemnly affirm that I am qualified to hold the office of Mayor for the District of Metchosin to which I have been elected. I have complied with the provisions of the Local Government Act in relation to my election to this office. I will abide by all rules related to conflicts of interest under the Community Charter. I will carry out my duties with integrity. I will be accountable for decisions that I make and the actions that I take in the course of my duties. I will be respectful to others. I will demonstrate leadership and collaboration. I will perform the duties of my office, the duties of my office in accordance with the law.
Shelley Donaldson, are you ready to take your oath of office?
I am. I, Shelley Donaldson, do solemnly affirm that I am qualified to hold the office of Councillor for the District of Metchosin, to which I have been elected. I have complied with the provisions of the Local Government Act in relation to my election to this office. I will abide by all rules related to conflicts of interest under the Community Charter. I will carry out my duties with integrity. I will be accountable for the decisions that I make and the actions that I take in the course of my duties. I will be respectful of others. I will demonstrate leadership and collaboration. I will perform the duties of my office in accordance with the law.
Sherry Epp, are you ready to take your oath of office?
I am. I, Sherry Epp, do solemnly affirm I am qualified to hold the office of Councillor for the District of Metchosin to which I have been elected. I've complied with provisions of the Local Government Act in relation to my election to this office. I will abide by all rules related to conflicts of interest under the Community Charter, and I will carry out my duties with integrity. I will be accountable for the decisions that I make and the actions that I take in the course of my duties. I will be respectful of others. I will demonstrate leadership and collaboration. I will perform the duties of my office in accordance with the law.
Go ahead and sign your oath of office. Steve Gray, are you ready to take your oath of office?
I am. I, Steve Gray, do solemnly affirm that I am qualified to hold the office of Councillor for the District of Metchosin, to which I have been elected. I have complied with the provisions of the Local Government Act in relation to my election to this office. I will abide by all the rules related to conflicts of interest under the Community Charter. I will carry out my duties with integrity. I will be accountable for the decisions that I make and the actions that I take in the course of my duties. I will be respectful of others. I will demonstrate leadership and collaboration. I will perform the duties of my office in accordance with the law.
Go ahead and sign your oath of office.
Thank you.
Jay Shukin, are you ready to take your oath of office?
I am. I, Jay Shukin, do solemnly affirm that I am qualified to hold the office of Councillor for the District of Metchosin, to which I have been elected. I have complied with the provisions of the Local Government Act in relation to this office. I will abide by all the rules related to conflicts of interest under the Community Charter. I will carry out my duties with integrity. I will take accountability for the decisions that I make and the actions that I take in the course of my duties. I will be respectful of others. I will demonstrate leadership and collaboration. I will perform the duties of my office in accordance with the law.
Go ahead and sign your oath of office. Yes.
So I'll carry it from here. Thank you to everyone. Can you hear me back there? Okay, great. Thank you to everyone for joining us tonight to welcome the newly elected council of 2022-2026 to this inaugural meeting. I would like to welcome the community of Metchosin to your municipal chambers, and I thank you for joining us tonight. I would like to welcome members of the Shiano First Nations, Russ Chips, Chief Russ Chips, Council Tracy Pateman, Ottoman, and I would like to acknowledge that we are here on the traditional territory of the Shiano people. I acknowledge and thank the district staff, including Sue Lynn Tarnowski, interim CAO, Tina Hansen, Deputy Corporate Officer, and other staff members who are with us this evening. Similarly, I acknowledge and extend my continued gratitude to Fire Chief Stephanie Dunlop, who's here, I'm sure. Oh yeah, there she is, okay. Of the District of Metchosen's Volunteer Fire Department. Thank you to Inspector Stephen Rose and Constable Kaylin McDonald from the West Shore RCMP and former councillors in the District of Metchosen, our families, our neighbors, and the community. Personally, I have members of my family, 2 members of my family here. We all have family members here. I also have family zooming in on the camera, the live stream from Vancouver Island, from the mainland. Where else? From Washington State, from Pennsylvania, Stockholm, the Netherlands, and from Yorkshire, England. Last, but certainly not least, I would like to welcome the newly elected council to this chamber and to this table. You have my utmost respect. I look forward to a fruitful exchange of ideas and many, many positive, productive discussions. At our core, we all agreed that we need to keep Metchosen rural and protect it. We may not agree on all issues, but this is when respect and open, healthy dialogue will be of importance. We are all committed to addressing and focusing on the issues at hand. We are here tonight because of you, the community. You've decided and elected us to represent you, and we pledge to honor that trust you have placed in us. We also acknowledge that some of the community did not vote for us, but as of now, we represent all of the community. You have elected a diverse and intelligent group of committed individuals that reflect our community well. Local government at the municipal level and political life is a full-time commitment. You will certainly find this when you go to the corner store in the next little while, at the cafe and at the coffee shop. Local government is about fair consideration of decisions that greatly affect our lives and that of the local government. I believe our collective interests are best served when all available information is transparent for public discussion and review. Collectively, we are responsible for the health and well-being of our community and our environment. Respectful debate and dialogue are healthy foundations for a vibrant democracy and an engaged community. Open and transparent council meetings foster trust in the council and helps to build a healthy, engaged community. With good governance, I'm confident we will build your trust in time. And in the meantime, I ask for your patience and your understanding. With community involvement, we will aim to start strategic planning for the future of rural Metchosen. We will build in timelines and measures to keep us accountable to ourselves, to each other, and to the community. Strategic planning with community involvement and engagement is imperative now, and it is critically important for managing the changes we face and those we will encounter over the next 4 years, so that we can maintain our rural lifestyle, protect our values and the environment, all while remaining fiscally responsible. Critical plans are required for a critical community, such as Metchosen. As required by the provincial government, this newly formed team will abide by the Districts of Metchosen Code of Conduct. The code itself requires some updating and we'll be refining it within the next few months. I developed my platform for this election on the basis of my own experiences and what I was hearing in the community. As I endeavored to reach as many households as possible during the campaign period, I discovered that there are many perspectives, many ideas, and specific neighborhood issues, but most importantly, we have more in common than we do not. Going forward, I welcome continued community engagement. Clearly, the challenges before us are complex. We are in the midst of a rapidly changing climate, and we must do everything in our power and jurisdiction to mitigate the effects of these changes. I look forward to our future discussions regarding the Climate Action Plan. As is outlined in our official community plan, and I quote, Environmental management in Metchosin will be directed towards the preservation of a sustainable community in harmony with the Pacific Coast ecosystem. The policies of this plan have been developed in order to preserve the sensitive environments, including lakes, watercourses, riparian wetland areas, marine shorelands, wildlife habitat, unique and attractive vegetation, lands with erosion and flooding potential, and culturally modified heritage sites. Protection of our aquifers, green spaces, buffer zones, parks and trails, watercourses, the coast and the ocean, farmland and sensitive ecosystems will be imperative going forward. We also need to focus on respecting and protecting the people of this community, because how we treat the most vulnerable in our community is a true reflection of our society. Protection of our community involves safe passage within Metchosin, and this will hopefully include traffic calming measures and crosswalks, particularly at our local schools, to ensure safety. As I've promised, I would also like to focus on supporting sustainable agriculture and many small businesses in our community. Admittedly, the elements that affect our decision-making are challenging given the current and changing fiscal climate. Representing a population of 5,067 individuals means this council will have to address head-on the associated policing costs and solutions to ensure our long-term fiscal viability and sustainability. As is apparent from the recent deluge of water leaking into the fire hall, we will need to make some tough financial decisions to address the fire hall restructuring and not put this all forward to the next council. I believe the future of rural Metchosin is bright, and we can build on our successes and learn from our challenges to build a plan for our future that is practical, green, safe, sustainable, and visionary, and provides and encourages community engagement. Thank you. So next I would like to introduce and give them an opportunity to speak. This is your newly elected council. This is Councillor Shelley Donaldson, Councillor Sherry Epp, Councillor Steve Gray, and Councillor Jay Shukin. Okay, Councillor Donaldson.
Thank you. It is a privilege to be here with you, sharing on this momentous occasion. I look forward to working with the council team, staff, and most importantly, Metchosin residents in a fair, collaborative, and positive manner. My commitment to you is not limited to this room or the deliberations made at this table. My commitment is to promote community-based problem solving and increase the transparency of municipal issues. It is valuable to me to understand the needs of our community, to engage with you wherever you are on any topic that interests or concerns you. I will always listen and do my best to seek solutions, promote a safe, active, and healthy place for you to live and grow. I am honored to be serving all Metchosin residents. Thank you.
Councillor Epp.
Well, I'm usually really lousy at remembering dates, but there is one that sticks in my mind, and that's June 23rd, 2018, because that's when a small group of friends and I were getting together for dinner. Now, I was late for the dinner because I was at our granddaughter's ball game. So when I arrived, the others that were there, well, they may have had like just maybe a little bit of wines. But anyway, when I got there, they had all decided that I should run for council. And I said, oh, no way. Like, I've never been interested in politics. Nope. But anyway, the thought kind of niggled around and for the next few weeks. And the next thing you know, I'm running for election and actually got elected. And, and now here I am again. And I really want to thank everybody who supported me and congratulate all of you on this table that have been elected. And thanks for all of you that I have worked with over the last 4 years and hope to keep that going. one thing that really hit home when I got elected was just how huge a responsibility it was to be sitting around this table. I mean, we have some really difficult decisions to make, and they're decisions that affect, the whole community, our friends, our neighbors. I mean, just, the guy next door. It's just, it really is a huge job, and it's not always easy, and it's sometimes very hard to try to do the right thing. Sometimes it works out pretty good, and you get people saying, wow, you guys are great, it's a good job, and then the next guy you talk to says, wow, you're just a schmuck. So anyway, and sometimes we screw up, we really do. But we all really are here to try to do the right thing for Metchosin. But the really great thing is, we look around Metchosin, we always talk mostly about the environment, the trees, the beaches, the forests, the fields, and everything, how great. But what's really, really great about Metchosin are the people, and all of you and the people in this community. Like, we really have an amazing, for a rural community that's spread out, we have a very small town feel. There's wonderful volunteers and passionate people, and it's the community that can really help us make those decisions, that will bring the community forward over these next 4 years of our term. Anyway, so, I just really hope that we can all work together and just try to do what's best. And if we do that, Metchosin is just going to keep on being this great place that we live in. Thank you.
Councillor Gray.
Thank you, Mayor Little, for the introduction. It's with great pleasure that I find myself at this table with Mayor Little, Councillors Epp, Donaldson, and Shuken. I want to acknowledge the presence of Chief Chips and Councillor Bateman, representing Shiana First Nation, our good neighbors. Thank you for being here. And special congratulations to Chief Chips for his new position as board trustee at School District 62. And through you, Mayor Little, to the electors of Metchosin, I want to say a big thank you for putting your confidence in me to sit here at this council table. I will work to keep Metchosin undeveloped and financially secure. As to financial matters, we have our work cut out for us, as many are aware, and we'll do our best. We're also facing a global climate emergency. We can do our part to reduce emissions, but preserving our forests and agricultural land, as Mayor Little has talked about, protecting our watercourses and the aquifers and the shoreline will all be critical in the years ahead. We also need to continue to prepare for severe weather events, and a big role in the fire department there, whether these be heat domes, extended drought, hurricane-force winds, or flooding, and we'll be doing that together, the community working together. You know what the doctor says, an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. On another topic, the workings of council, I really appreciate that we are working to develop good habits right from the start. The regional and local orientations we completed these past weeks have provided us with a decent playbook. Tonight we signed a council code of conduct as our commitment to working well together, working respectfully with district staff and with the public. I am pleased to have taken that first step together on our journey as a brand new council. Thank you.
Councillor Shuken.
Thank you, Mayor Little. It goes without saying, of course, that it is an honor and so humbling to have been selected on October 15th to represent my community. And I say humbling because over the last 3 weeks, I've had a chance to get to know my council colleagues, and I'm amazed and delighted by, of course, their commitment to protecting and enhancing rural Metchosin, and also their knowledge of Metchosin as well. And that is an inspiration, and you don't want to be humbled all the time, so it's been an inspiration to learn as well. Clearly, we all share a very deep commitment to the community and preserving the values that Mayor Little, you talked about so eloquently. I do want to note the previous councillors who are here tonight. So Kiera, I don't know if Andy's here. And So I want to note the previous councillors who are there here, Kiara, Andy, and of course John Rands. I learned so much from all three of you, and you will, I'm sure, be delighted to watch me attempt to use that knowledge over time. So I also want to recognize that the other council candidates who are here as well. Eric, Tamara, I don't know if Leslie Zinger is here. I don't know if my friend Mark is here, but I just want to acknowledge them as well. I have my spouse Nicole is here, and my son John. They're also here as well. And just finally, I'm very much looking forward to getting to work and working with my council colleagues to protect this and grow this wonderful place that we live called Metchosin. Thank you.
Okay, then, we'll move on to item number 5, the appointment of KPMG as auditor for the 2023.
I move that council appoint KPMG as auditor for 2023.
I'll second that.
Moved by Councillor Donaldson, seconded by Councillor Shukin. Discussion? Call the question. All in favor? Opposed? Carried. Thank you. Moving on to item number 6, Financial Signing Authority.
I move that council appoint Mayor Little, Councillor Donaldson, and Councillor Gray as having financial signing authority.
Moved by Councillor Epp, seconded by Councillor Gray. Discussion? Opposed? Oops.
Oh.
Oh, all in favor? Opposed? Carried. Thank you. Okay, moving on to item number 7, Annual Schedule for Acting Mayor.
I move the council approve the acting mayor schedule for 2022-2023.
Moved by Councillor Gray, seconded by Councillor Epp. Discussion. All in favor? Opposed? Carried. Thank you. Moving on to item number 8, Annual Schedule of Council and Standing Committee Meetings.
Mayor Little, I would move that council approve the annual schedule of council and standing committee meetings for 2023.
Moved by Councillor Shukin, seconded by Councillor Donaldson. Any discussion? All in favor? Opposed? Carried. Thank you. Okay, regarding correspondence, item number 9. This is page 7 to 50 of your council package. Councillor Gray.
Mayor Little, we can see in the agenda package at item 9 an email from Trans Mountain Emergency Management Program seeking our views on their draft report on their current and future research into behavior and recovery of heavy oil spills in freshwater and marine environment. I think we can celebrate and thank Sienna First Nation for their role in marine stewardship of our shared seas and our shorelines. Thank you. From container ships to oil tankers, our shoreline is at risk, and the Sienna preparations to contain these risks are much appreciated. Our natural environment is sacred. Mayor Little, we need more time to review the Trans Mountain report, having just been sworn into office. Your draft letter requests breathing space to complete our work. I therefore move that council approve your draft letter as found in the agenda package to Ms. Trefanenko at Trans Mountain, seeking an extension to their deadline for input on the appended draft report.
Okay, thank you. Moved by Councillor Gray, seconded by Councillor Donaldson. Discussion. Okay, call the question. All in favor? Opposed? Carried. Thank you.
And Mayor Little, just to follow up on Councillor Gray's suggestion to move, or action to move the letter requesting more time, I would also like to move that we refer the report that Trans Mountain has provided to Metchosin's Environmental Advisory Select Committee for a deeper look. Miaska's had some interesting and deep thoughts into what's going on in terms of the movement of bitumen in time through our coastal waters. Okay. And I believe that they could provide some insights and commentary that would be of value to us.
Okay, we have a motion on the table, moved by Councillor Shukin, seconded by Councillor Gray. Discussion. If not, All in favor? Opposed? Carried. Thank you very much. Okay, so with that, I'd like to say the roads are very slippery. The fire chief tells me, please be careful. We have some refreshments here, and I thank staff, all of you, for providing such a lovely environment for us tonight. Thank you, Sue-Lynn. Okay, I'd like to, okay, moved by, okay, quick. Moved by Councillor Gray, seconded by Councillor Epp. All in favor? Opposed? Carried. Thank you very much, everybody, for coming.